How's it going, everybody? Mr. Holton here, and today we're gonna look at some supposed Starfield patch notes. Now, this information that I'm gonna read up for you guys comes from Insider Gaming, and while this is unconfirmed, generally Insider Gaming has some pretty trusted information. So, and also, let's not forget that day one patches and things like that are like, these things are not entirely unexpected for games like this size, like Starfield. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check out the patch notes here. Even if I haven't played this like Starfield myself, I'm still waiting to play the game, just like many of you guys. And for anybody who is gonna play the early access, yes, this is going to be like the actual early access patch for when you actually start up the game on September 1st. Now, there also seems to be some spoilers further down, but I'm not gonna read up those patch notes. I'm just gonna stay with some of the technical stuff and other stuff that, you know, are for improvements, because some of these notes seem pretty interesting. But in case you were wondering, no, I'm not gonna show those spoilers off, so I'm just gonna leave that on the bottom. In any case, this article was written by Mike Straw. It says details on the first Starfield early access patch. Insider Gaming has learned details of the first Starfield patch when the game hits early access on Xbox Series X and S and Steam. The update, titled Starfield 1.7.23, includes a number of fixes across the game, as well as the addition of a virtual keyboard for those playing on Steam Deck, so that's good news. Speaking of the Steam Deck, the document Insider Gaming received touches on compatibility. Starfield will run on both the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally with the correct drivers, but the hardware below the recommended minimum specs and performance may suffer. You can view the full patch notes below. All right, so let's dive into them. Let's see what it has to say here. I'm very curious. Performance and stability fixes. Improved stability related to suspending and resuming the game for Xbox Series X and S. So there seems to be some form of instability when you're playing on console. When you're pausing the game for some reason. It sounds interesting. Thankfully, I'm not playing on Xbox, I'm playing on PC. Fixed rare crash that could occur when viewing the credits after completing the game. Oh, okay, that would be a huge bummer if you actually got to the credits and the game just crashes and you kind of want to, you know, just see all the credits, or you just want to let the whole thing roll. Okay, well, that's good. Minor fix, to be honest. Fixed crash that could appear when repeatedly loading some saves inside of ships. Okay, so that now we know that's been an issue, supposedly. So crashing when you're inside the ship, when you're loading into your saves. Okay. Various stability and performance improvements. What these are, we don't know. Visual fixes. Fixed an issue where sometimes hair would not appear on characters. That sounds like such a Bethesda thing, to be completely honest. Then again, they're using the creation engine, so I'm not really surprised. But it wouldn't be a Bethesda game without a few of these cute little bugs, let's be honest. Improved distant object appearance when transitioning to the surface of a planet. Addressed an issue that sometimes caused face animations to move abruptly. This one, I wonder, is this the classic Bethesda, you know, the uncanny valley effect that a lot of NPCs have when they're
Stop right there, criminal scum!
They completely pause their facial expressions. Is that something that is connected to that, or is this something else entirely where they stop moving their faces even when they're talking? Very interesting, but again, I'm not really surprised because, again, it's a creation engine game. Even if it's an upgraded creation engine, it's like, this is the thing that I'm kind of expecting from the game, to be honest. It doesn't kill my, like, excitement for it, but well, you know, I kind of wanted this to be an issue. Maybe that still is. I don't know, I just find it hilarious every time it happens. It's not a Bethesda game without those issues. Fixed an issue where rarely in certain views, white flashing boxes could appear in the hand scanner. Fixed an issue that would cause an undesirable texture blend near the coastline. Fixed an issue that would cause textures to degrade unnecessarily. Gameplay fixes. Right below this one, there is the quest fixes. I'm not going to scroll down there, so I'm just going to keep it here, because that's where I seem to, you know, witness some spoilers. And in any case, fixed a rare issue that could cause companions to float in the air. God damn it. I really wanted to see that. That would have been hilarious, but understandably, like, it seems like Bethesda is really trying hard to make this the most polished game they've ever made. just generally, I think, yeah, it's good that they're making sure that a lot of these issues that we are usually expecting from these games are not there, because it always becomes a huge debacle every time it happens. So this is good, but I still maybe it's still possible that this happens in the game, but man, that would be hilarious to see. Fixed an issue that could cause some ship modules to become misaligned. That's good to know, because that's one thing that kind of worried me a little bit when it came to shipbuilding, is that some parts might not mesh that well with other parts, but it seems like, yeah, they're at it, you know, trying to fix all these things so you can put together basically what you want. I can only imagine the people that started making these huge, you know, dong-shaped things in Tears of the Kingdom. People are going to have so much fun with the shipbuilder. Fixed an issue that could cause the player to appear incorrectly when equipping items. Okay, so some animation issues in the menu when you're equipping stuff. That's okay, that's good. Addressed an issue that could prevent the isolation skill from behaving as intended. Again, don't know what isolation skill is. I just, you know, I've tried to stay away from the game as much as possible when it comes to like mechanics and stuff, because I just want to see the game freshly, you know, as many of you guys do, which is why I don't want to read the quest fixes. Adjusted the distance the player is able to access and store cargo in their ship. Oh, that's cool. That's great. Okay, now I don't want to, you know, bring in too many No Man's Sky comparisons here, but that is one thing that I really was annoyed by in No Man's Sky, especially when the game launched, because I was one of the few people that, well, a lot of people that bought the game when it released. And there was always this issue where you couldn't transfer items to your ship because you were too far away. That was always a big issue. They fixed it in No Man's Sky after a while, and they extended it a lot with certain modules and stuff like that for your ship. But thankfully now it seems like, okay, so it seems like Bethesda has learned that lesson already, that you want to be able to transfer ships or stuff to your ship, because running around with a bunch of valuable things and having to run back to your ship, yeah, that's just super annoying. So yeah, that's great. That's a good thing to know, that they actually have a long distance for how far you can transfer your ships. How long that is, good question, but it's good to know. Fixed an issue that could sometimes cause a long delay on the press any button screen. Okay, that seems like a minor issue, but still, okay, so it's some form of delay when you're jumping in. As I mentioned, I'm not going to go down to the quest thingies, because there's a bunch of, I think, achievements and stuff like that I don't want to read. Again, as I mentioned before, take this patch with a grain of salt. It's possible that like this isn't the entire patch notes, but it's still interesting to see that some of these issues are things that I would almost expect Bethesda to leave alone. You know, some of these hilarious bugs like floating companions, something that I would actually expect Starfield to have, because I guess it's part of the charm. But then again, it's good that they're polishing the game as much as possible. It just means that they're really serious about this launch. I think everybody sees that, but it's just good to know that they're working really hard to make sure that this is as stable as possible for when people play it. In any case, yes, absolutely, I will be covering Starfield when it launches, and I will be streaming it on the 1st. So if any of you guys are a little hesitant on getting the game, I will be streaming the game. I'll try to stream it at 1440p. I don't think I can do 4K. Unfortunately, because that will take up all my internet, but I think I could do it in 1440k, so you guys can get a fair, view for like the quality of the game and stuff like that. So remember to come by if you just want to check the game out on the 1st. In any case, see you in the Starfield. Mr. Olton signing out.